Cheers. Oh, you drank before me.
You don't like it when I drink before you?
No. You're making a big deal about cheers lately and you drink before me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You don't like it?
It might grow on me. I got a peach Earl Grey tea because I didn't feel like anything on the menu, to be honest. I didn't really vibe a coffee right now at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
We found a big ass couch to sit on.
super comfy. We are in Holly's in Jeonju.
Yeah. And there's 2 Koreans over there on a couch sleeping so hard. The mouths are wide open.
It's amazing. They're very comfy couches. We're in Jeonju for the Chosko, I am mispronouncing that for sure, festival, which is the Thanksgiving festival, which is a 5-day festival where a lot of Koreans move from the cities into the more rural towns to spend time with their family and have holidays. So Jeonju right now is going off. We got the only train we could get here was at 5:30 in the morning yesterday morning. Otherwise, all the other trains booked out for the day. There's no trains available today. That's why we got here yesterday, not today. And yeah, the streets are pumping.
We're staying in a 100-year-old traditional village. And for me, I thought it was going to be like we would be a part of a family's Thanksgiving ceremony, but it's just like a little like Airbnb / hostel, and there's like no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Koreans are lovely people, but they're not as like outwardly sort of open as other places we've been to.
Yeah, I think it might be a language barrier, to be honest. I think that we take for granted when we're in places where people can speak a lot of English.
Yeah, for sure.
But it has been challenging. We've been very isolated socially for quite a while, which is why we like doing the YouTube chats.
Yeah, we've been going through a bit of routine shifts recently. We've been sleeping during the day, which is a new thing for us, which has spiritual meanings. Yeah, we've I think been on the road now traveling for 3 months, and we're realizing like, oh wow, this isn't just a holiday, like this is our life now. And like the burnouts we were having was contributing to like doing that like huge day touristy stuff, and now we're kind of just like settling into like, all right, let's just like pull back a little bit and just chill.
Yeah, there's been a lot of transitions in our daily activities. And we are shifting our sleep schedule, but I think I'll talk about that another day. I want to test it for a few days or a few weeks before we explain to the world, really. It's only day 3 of shifting our sleep cycle, which, yeah, it's just too early to say about everything.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I'm happy to be napping during the day now. I like it. I think it's really good for the brain.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying. Yeah, but in the process of us shifting some things, we have had a lot of reflections on how we support each other in our relationships and the dynamic that we get ourselves into, which I think is very common with a lot of relationships. So I look at my previous relationships and you kind of become a mirror of each other, or you mimic the other person as well. And that's what happens to us to a degree because of our really ingrained patterning. Like my ingrained patterning of constantly thinking I need to work or do so many things throughout the day and never stop just impacts Adam so much, because he wasn't like that all the time before I was. Well, you weren't really like that.
I was burning out, but definitely not to this degree. I say like I can do a lot, but not like Ssarah. Like I cannot keep up with Ssarah. And I think if I didn't burn out, Ssarah would probably burn herself out, like long-term scheme of things. So it's like been a lot of communication in that I need more time to just have balance of just downtime where we do work, but it's not work, which is what Ssarah loves to do. Or maybe not loves to do, but also you feel like you need to do it.
I think I need to.
It's like a validation thing and a self-worth thing, and I guess giving each other parts of ourselves that I guess we don't have. So it's like a mirror, but we're like supporting each other. So like I think I'm helping Ssarah understand the importance of actually resting, and you're giving me so much like belief in myself. Because when I get down or I get in a burnout, I just spiral around the negative stuff all the time. We had a conversation yesterday that helped pull me out of that, into that okay, like, yes, you feel negative, but continuously thinking about it is only making it worse. It's only attracting that negative stuff to you even more. And what does feeling good actually feel like? Like, what does that feel like? And I'm like, yeah, I can feel good, but what I'm in a negative place right now. Like, why would I think about feeling good? I got to get out of the negative place first before I can feel good. But I was just laying there before, and I started thinking about like, okay, how do I feel good? And I started feeling it, and then I was like, okay, like I just need to do that. Super simple. And you helped me support that. Like, you supported me through that. And I know it sounds really simple, and I'm sure so many people do it, but I'm super stubborn, and like I will most of the time only listen to myself, which is a really bad double-edged sword, because when I'm in a bad place and I'm negative, like I just won't listen. And it's like so Ssarah can just communicate to me in this supportive way, like that just helps me understand things in my own way, and then it's like I gave myself the idea.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like our relationship has taught me a lot about support, because last year during Adam's bodybuilding prep, I was supporting him by just allowing him to do his thing, and I was kind of taking a side step to his life, and I just allowed him to do what he needed to do, because it's his first bodybuilding prep, and I was like, he doesn't know these new waters that he's in, so he can just explore that, and I don't need to be there saying, do this, do that, or blah, blah, blah. And that got us to a point, because I knew at some stages things I probably should have outwardly said to you that would have helped you, or like seen a different perspective that might have shifted you from being in that really place of burnout. But I didn't say anything to you because I wanted you to have your own experience. And now, after learning that, I probably should have spoken up a bit more during that time. Now we're at a place where I feel like I can speak up more about things that you're experiencing. But it did take a while to get there, because a lot of my own rejection wounds or past experiences with relationships, I couldn't outwardly express that stuff. I feel like that's what support is truly. It's when you can really call each other out on things, or you can also go in that place where you are taking a side step, where they're just doing their own thing, and you can be just the supportive bystander for that time. But it's learning the balance between the two, when you can actually talk as well and say stuff and be the bystander.
Yeah, I being in that supportive role, knowing that Ssarah finds it difficult to speak up in vulnerability. I'm like, hey, I feel like this, or hey, this is what you're doing that's like impacting me. So I understood that. So I would put myself in a position to say like, hey, like Ssarah, like I totally want you and respect you to like speak up in these moments. And I think it was a lot for you at the start to hear that, because you were like, oh, it makes you feel uncomfortable, but it's like easing into that. You started doing it, and then I think at the start I was also kind of reactive to it. So like Ssarah would pull me up on something, and like something in the relationship or a dynamic that I was doing, and I would react, which would make you pull back from speaking up again. So it was allowing you to speak up, but also like receiving it openly, which allowed you to go like, oh, okay, like this is safe. Like I can do this.
Yeah, I don't think there's many real relationships that you have with, unless you've got really good friendships and really supportive family, but most people have friendships and family that are very reactive, like we were when with each other, because most people are living in a not the highest conscious state, I feel, which is where you're very receptive to feedback and you actually want to take on the feedback. I think a lot of us are living in a place of reactivity where it doesn't feel the safest to speak up. And so if you have really good friends or family that support you and want you to speak up about your relationship with them, I am very happy for you, because it's taken me a long time to get that.
Yeah, and definitely like finding, I guess, communities that can be like that too. Finding a community that's driven towards like expansion and spirituality. Have those conversations that are more open to being vulnerable.
Something that really helped us with our communication skills, definitely at the start, and you taught me this, is opening a sentence with, can I be really honest with you, or can I be vulnerable with you? Can I speak to you from a place that is a little bit concerning for me, or makes me feel a little bit scared, or I'm sad about this? So you're opening up a conversation that is putting the other person already in a place that they know that you are not in the best way about that conversation, or you feel worried about that conversation. I've had relationships though in the past where someone has said to me, can I speak to you about this? I'm really sad. And I've immediately gone defensive and just attacking because I thought the attack was at me and I wasn't actually listening to that person in front of me was sad and I could have helped them. Or I've also been the person in the relationship where someone said to me, I am upset by the way that you're treating me. And I've said, well, I'm going to be like this forever. So take it or leave it. And just not even listening to what they've had to say to me. So this relationship has really been the biggest teacher for you coming to me and saying, I want to be vulnerable with you with something. I want to be vulnerable with you about something. And I've cared about the relationship so much and valued you so much that I've actually had to listen and take my ego aside and be like, okay, what are you being vulnerable? What do you want to be vulnerable about? But that was really hard because I was so scared that I'd done something wrong. And if I had, then I have to own that, which is so terrifying.
Yeah, and that's like so much growth as well, to be able to recognize that and to know, like, all right, I'm here, but my ego's got me in so much fear and anxiety around this thing, but I want the higher choice. And for you to go, like, it's like stepping into the unknown, stepping into like the cave, and you don't know like what's going to be inside. But then you get inside and you realize, like, oh, this is actually fine. And then you're like, oh, and that's like true growth. But that is like scary. And that's like, growth is so hard in relationships. We just read in Conversations with God that relationships are your way of experiencing yourself. It's the only way. Without any, if you have no relationships in your life, like, you wouldn't even know who you are. Because it's like every relationship is a mirror, every conversation you have is a mirror about, like, you understand, you conceptualize like who you are as a person. So if you're having a relationship that's like a mirror, then you can just realize the aspects of yourself that want you to help, you can realize the aspects of yourself that allow you to understand who you need to be to grow into someone that you desire.
Yeah, everyone thinks in relationships like, what can I get out of this relationship, rather than what can I put into it and who can I become and who am I being in this relationship. They think that the other person is going to give them so much stuff about their life experience and where they want to go in life, but truly life is about becoming, and through a relationship is your greatest teacher of who you are becoming.
And if you think it's going to be comfortable, think again, because it's not. Because true growth relationships, they require work. You're not going to go into a relationship both being on the same page, both going like, skipping off into the sunset. Like, we're at the start. To get to this point now where we're very conscious and we're always on the same page, it took a lot. Like, the first 12 months was like probably weekly sitting down and having a very open, vulnerable, conscious chat. Like, hey, there's that, there's this, there's that. And we tweaked it and we've worked on it for a long time. And yeah, I'm so grateful that we're here now. And I think it's a testament to the desire for that, like, higher love. Like, we knew what our relationship was at the start and where it was going. And I mean, it felt fast, but I think that's what just true love is when you find it. It's just like this knowing.
People say when you know, and we met and it was very much that you know. Adam a bit faster than me, to be honest. But I knew. I just
a little bit.
Push him to the side. And if you have that experience, you have to face those things that you don't want to face, parts of your personality or parts of your previous relationship that might have held you back from that relationship and giving to that person. Because if I treated you like I did my ex-partners, in a lot of ways, we would not be here.
And I agree with that. I'm the same. Yeah, that was why I think at the start of our relationship, I knew that I had to, for lack of a better word, change who I was. And I knew that I was someone that grew, but in the face of true love, I knew that, wow, like, I want to change. Like, it wasn't, I wanted to change to be someone else. It was like, no, I wanted to be someone else, but it was just that feeling that I had that with this working is like, I can't even really explain it.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but
it's who you know that you can be or who you want to be. So you see that version of yourself, I believe, and you're working towards that, but you know that the relationship is a place that is going to leverage always going to be like who you want to be. So you can see that and you're like, well, I want to do that and I want to be there, so I have to do this work. I can't be there without going through this work.
Yeah.
Is that right for you?
Yeah.
It's like that for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Sarah and I have a mirror, and that's what I love most, is that we are super aware and conscious of our union. I just think if you need to just be in touch with your heart and just know, like, I really want this, and I'll do what it takes to make something like work, or if I need to grow or change, and it's always for the higher choice. Like, it's always for that, like, the higher love that you can experience, and that's what, like, being human's about. It's about evolution, and that's being in a relationship or being in like an intimate relationship with your partner is like the pinnacle of that. So it's like, in my opinion, like, who you choose to spend your life with is trumps any other decision in your whole life. Who you spend your life with is the most important. And that is a partner, but it's also like a lot of people choose their family. You know, I chose my family, and they're very important people in my life, but, you know, like, family isn't it all. It's not all of it. It's like who you're born with, but you're not bound to that. Like, you can choose your, like, friends to be your family if you grow up in a situation that doesn't align with who you want to be, or it's, you know, traumatic. Relationships are the most important part of your life. I feel like they allow you to experience all of life.
Sure. Yeah. Conscious coffee chats. Conscious tea chats.
Bubble tea.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us for our chats today. This went way deeper than I thought it was going to, which is really nice.
Yeah, it is. I think relationships should be a bit more of a flavour for us. I think we'll keep touching on that. We love the spiritual stuff, but I think as a union, like a twin flame union that we share, and we'll go into detail about how we know we are a twin flame union. It's hard to kind of explain to people over just one coffee chat, but there's so much evidence that we share a twin flame union, and knowing who we are as a soul together, and our mission is to serve others, like, with these sort of communicating open style conversations that will probably lead into so much more in the future. Like, we know that this is our life's work, to raise collective consciousness and, like, spread love and just help heal people, but also allow them to know how powerful that they truly are.
Yeah. Other people have twin flame relationships out there too, so if you know our story, then maybe you can find your own.
Yeah. And it's with that belief. Like, I know that the love of my life is out there. And I knew that I was manifesting Ssarah from, like, probably such a young age. I always knew I had this dream that, like, there was this person out there that was just, like, all of it. When I found Ssarah, it was like within one conversation, I just knew that it was Ssarah. And it was this, like, homecoming, like, my heart just exploded, and it was just, like, the nicest feeling I've ever had. It was just, like, pure bliss. Like, it was like my whole life. I was like, it felt like it was perfectly complete.
It was intense. Other people would see it as love bombing.
Ssarah will just completely disagree with that, because she at the start was just maybe not open to it. Different parts of our life, but when I met Ssarah, I knew instantly, and I was a hound. Please subscribe to our journey, because we do this every day, and yeah, keep growing with us and send us a message. We'd love to chat to everyone. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.